Welcome to the stories on Echoes of Revenge. Step into a world where love turns dangerous, revenge feels inevitable, and every story drags you deeper into the shadows of desire, betrayal, and the human heart. Let's begin today's story. The conference room at Mitchell & Associates smelled like leather and old money. My brother stood at the head of the table, laser pointer in hand, presenting his commercial building to 3 investors. Through the glass wall, I watched him gesture confidently at the architectural renderings. Premium location, fully tenanted, consistent 8% returns, he said. Mom beamed from the corner. Dad nodded approvingly at each bullet point. I'd received the showing notification that morning. My property management company forwards all unauthorized access attempts. The building manager had called, confused. Your brother claims he's the owner and is giving tours? 12 years ago, Dad had laughed when I'd bought the 6-story office building on Market Street. That neighborhood's dead. You'll lose everything. Mom had been gentler but equally dismissive. Real estate is complicated, honey. Maybe stick to something simpler. I'd been 26. My brother was 30, already working at a prestigious commercial real estate firm. At every family dinner they'd ask about his deals, his clients, his commissions. When I'd mention tenant improvements or lease negotiations, Dad would change the subject. The building had been my origin point. The moment I understood that approval wasn't coming, I'd signed the papers alone, celebrated alone, renovated alone, and slowly, methodically built an empire they never asked about. Now watching my brother sell what wasn't his, I felt something cold and sharp crystallize in my chest. Not rage. Clarity. I left the building and drove directly to the county assessor's office. I need complete tax payment history for 1247 Market Street, I told the clerk. 12 years, every transaction with payment source documentation. She typed slowly. That'll take about a week to compile. I'll pay for expedited processing. 3 days later, a thick envelope arrived. Inside, 144 monthly tax payments. Every single one from my business account. Every receipt bearing my name, my signature, my federal tax ID. I spread them across my dining table like evidence at a crime scene, which I realized they were. The ghost ledger lived in my head, but I'd never written it down. That night I created a spreadsheet titled, The Cost of Invisibility. Dad's dismissal, closing day, you'll regret this. Cost, confidence in my own judgment, 3 years to recover. Family dinner, year 2, mentioned tenant retention rate. Dad interrupted with brother's latest deal. Cost, the belief that my achievements mattered. Year 5, building received Historic Preservation Award. Never mentioned to family. Cost, sharing joy permanent. 10 years of being introduced as our daughter, while brother was our son, the real estate executive. Cost, identity still calculating. The ledger ran to 47 entries. I'd kept feeding the slot machine of family approval, convinced the jackpot was mathematically inevitable. Gambler's fallacy in its purest form. My phone buzzed. Brother's group text. Investors are very interested. This deal could change everything for our family. Dad says we should discuss profit sharing at Sunday dinner. Our family. Profit sharing. I called my attorney at 6 a.m. Marcus, I need you to file a formal ownership challenge and notify the State Real Estate Commission. My brother is representing property he doesn't own to potential investors. That's fraud, Marcus said immediately. Broker license revocation territory. Are you certain? I have 12 years of tax payments, all original deeds and video of him conducting unauthorized showings. Send everything. I'll have papers filed by noon. The procedural justice system moved with beautiful, mechanical precision. Step 1. Marcus filed the ownership challenge with supporting documentation. 144 tax receipts, original deed, title insurance policy, lease agreements from all current tenants. 87 words. Step 2. State Real Estate Commission received formal complaint with video evidence of my brother conducting showings without owner authorization, misrepresenting ownership to investors, and potentially accepting deposits for property he didn't control. 103 words. Step 3. County Assessor's Office flagged the discrepancy and launched an independent investigation. They'd been sending tax bills to my business address for 12 years. Every payment bore my name. 94 words. Step 4. Brother's brokerage received notification on Thursday morning. His managing broker called me directly. We had no idea. Will cooperate fully with the investigation. 78 words. Step 5. My brother filed a counterclaim on Friday, presenting a partnership agreement, claiming we jointly purchased the building. His lawyer submitted the document confidently. 65 words. Step 6. Forensic document analysis took 8 days. The expert's report was devastating. Signature variants consistent with forgery. Ink composition dates to 2024. Document allegedly from 2013. Paper stock didn't exist until 2021. 118 words. Step 7. Real estate commission hearing convened. I testified for 40 minutes, presenting documentation. Brother testified for 20, primarily saying, "I don't recall, and that's not what happened." The hearing officer's face remained neutral, but she took extensive notes. 134 words. Step 8. Commission ruling delivered in writing. License suspended pending criminal investigation. Unauthorized representation of property, fraud in transaction, forgery of legal documents. Recommend immediate referral to district attorney. 92 words. Step 9. Brother's appeal denied within 48 hours. Insufficient evidence to challenge findings. Forensic documentation conclusive. 48 words. Sunday dinner happened without me. I learned later that my brother had assured everyone this was a misunderstanding that would be cleared up quickly. The investors, the 3 men he'd pitched so confidently, filed their own complaint. They'd each wired $25,000 good faith deposits to an escrow account my brother had established. The state's investigation expanded to include wire fraud. The building manager called Tuesday. Your brother tried to access the property. Security stopped him. He became confrontational. Police escorted him out. Mom called that evening. You need to drop this. He made a mistake. Family forgives. What mistake? I asked. Be specific. Silence. He committed fraud, Mom. Forged documents. Took deposits for property he didn't own. That's not a mistake. That's crime. But his career. What about my building? My 12 years of payments? My investment he tried to steal. She hung up. The revenge philosophy I developed over 12 years crystallized. Revenge isn't rage or destruction. It's surviving someone's dismissal so thoroughly that they're forced to confront their own failure of judgment. Dad left a voicemail. You're destroying your brother over one building. We raised you better. One building. 12 years of ownership reduced to one building. I didn't respond. Instead, I sent both parents a certified letter with my complete property portfolio. The Market Street building they knew about. The industrial complex they didn't. The 4 apartment buildings they'd never asked about. The retail center purchased with profits they'd never acknowledged. Total portfolio value, $12.4 million. I'd built an empire while they'd watched my brother give PowerPoint presentations. The criminal case moved forward. District attorney charged my brother with forgery, fraud, wire fraud, and identity theft. The investors' $75,000 in deposits couldn't be located. My brother claimed he'd invested it in property improvements, but couldn't provide receipts. His brokerage terminated him immediately. His professional reputation, carefully built over 15 years, collapsed in 4 weeks. Mom tried to arrange a family mediation. I declined. Dad sent angry emails about destroying family and vindictive behavior. I blocked his address. My brother's lawyer attempted settlement discussions. Marcus listened politely, then responded, "My client has no interest in settlement. Your client committed multiple felonies. We'll see you in court." The trial lasted 6 days. The prosecution methodically presented each piece of evidence. Tax records, forged partnership agreement, forensic analysis, investor testimony, video evidence, bank records showing my brother had spent their deposits. His defense was essentially, family should share property, and I thought I had permission. The jury deliberated for 90 minutes. Guilty on all counts. Sentencing, 3 years in minimum security, 5 years probation, $75,000 restitution to investors, $42,000 restitution to me for legal fees and lost rental income during the investigation. His real estate license was permanently revoked. Professional associations removed him from membership directories. The brokerage he'd worked for 15 years scrubbed his bio from their website, removed his awards from the lobby, and issued a statement distancing themselves from his fraudulent activities. Mom tried one final intervention, appearing at my office unannounced. "He's your brother. How can you live with yourself? How did you live with 12 years of dismissing everything I built?" I replied, "I can show you documentation." She left without answering. 6 months later, I attended the historic Downtown Association Gala, the same event my brother had been keynote speaker at for 3 years running. This year, I received the Commercial Property Excellence Award for the Market Street Building's restoration and community impact. The program bio mentioned my entire portfolio. Several people congratulated me, surprised to learn I'd owned the Market Street Building for over a decade. "I thought your brother owned that," one woman said. "Common misconception," I replied. "My phone hasn't received a family call in 6 months. The silence is conspicuous, almost physical. But it's peaceful." Last week I purchased an 8th property, a mixed-use development 3 blocks from Market Street. The neighborhood Dad said was dead 12 years ago has become the city's fastest-growing commercial district. My brother's attempts to contact me from minimum security go unanswered. His lawyer suggested I might consider forgiveness for family's sake. Marcus responded on my behalf. Client declines contact. Restraining order remains in effect. The building at 1247 Market Street stands 6 stories tall, fully tenanted, generating consistent returns. Its property taxes get paid on time, every month from my account, the same account that's paid them for 156 months now. Not 144 anymore. 12 more payments since the trial. My family wanted me to disappear into the background of my brother's success story. Instead, I built something so substantial that his attempt to steal it destroyed him entirely. There is no place for them in my world anymore. They chose the narrative they preferred over the daughter they had. My empire began from one building they mocked. And from that foundation my future continues. Built on property I own, paid for with money I earned, documented in tax records that bear only my name.